Hi, and welcome to Literary Hype. I am Stephanie, your literary hype woman, and today's author conversation is a little bit of deja vu because I interviewed this author last year at San Diego Comic-Con in the same booth, which was in the same space as it was in last year, at the same table and chairs. We did change the angle just a little bit, just so we would know that we were not fully glitching the Matrix. But this author is Olivie Blake. She's best known for the Atlas 6 series, but she's got a brand new one coming out called Girl Dinner, and this is cannibalistic sorority, so this is a whole adventure exploring girlhood. Bonus in this conversation, we get interrupted by another pretty popular author, so definitely stay tuned to see who interrupts us in sequin pink hot shorts. Welcome back to Literary Hype. Does this feel like deja vu to you?
A little bit.
Because we're like in the same place.
I kind of feel like we never left.
We didn't. It's a glitch in the Matrix. There's just different books on the wall now and like different people around us. And you're and we're in different outfits. Mm-hmm. I almost wore the same shirt just for funsies, but...
But I actively, I remember this interview so clearly that it's almost like no time has passed.
Oh, well, could be a good thing, but also could be a very bad thing.
No, it's a great thing.
Okay, well, good. Well, you agreed to do a second one, so it must not have been that bad. But a year ago, we were sitting at this very table in this very booth.
Yes.
And we were talking about a book that had not been announced, and that's finally just announced.
Yes. So finally. 1 year later.
1 year later. We can now officially talk about Clara and the Devil.
Clara and the Devil.
What can you tell us now that you couldn't tell us about Clara and the Devil a year ago?
I mean, the art has been finalized now, and so it's gorgeous. The cover is amazing. I'm going to frame it like a movie poster on my wall. I just can't even believe the way this has come together, and I've actually written, there are going to be 7 books because it's 7 mediums of art.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
So season 1 is the one that's season 1. We used to call it seasons. This is
from Webtoon
the
days.
Vestiges of Webtoon, yeah. So book 1 is coming out next year, and it'll be followed quite closely by book 2. Book 1 is lust and literature. Book 2 is gluttony and theater. And then book 3 is, it's written. Let's just put it that way. I've written through book 4, so we're good.
So does your approach to writing change for writing a graphic novel versus writing for a straight novel? Yeah,
I actually feel terrible because we're talking about a day of work for me versus a year of work for Lilmura. Truly. Because the way that I write it, she knows me so well. She understands the kind of things that I like thematically, and so I'm just I'm one of the bunnies from Bunny by Mona Awad, by the way, in case you were wondering.
One of my coworkers will be so excited about this.
I mean, who wouldn't be? But anyway, she's so talented. We've been working together for so long. Actually, Clara is going to come out right around our 10-year anniversary of collaboration. But what was I even saying? She's just so good that all I have to do is write a script. I don't have to write any of the I just have to write dialogue and action, basically. So it ends up being very, very quick for me.
Are there any changes from the webtoon to the book?
Yes, it's not. I mean, the story is the same, but the art is 100% different. It's basically all been scrapped. It looks completely different. We've made some changes, but I think it's going to feel, to anyone who read the webtoon, like a completely new work.
What are you most excited for people to see in this book?
Oh my God, everything. Every spread is jaw-dropping. She just has really found her style and done it, and it's just the kind of thing that no one else could have done this, and it's just so gorgeous, and I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of her. I'm so glad to be working on this with her.
Also, since this last year of talking to you, you've put out a lot of books. A lot.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good. We've agreed, my publisher and I have agreed that I will continue writing at the pace I'm writing, and we'll just slow down the production pace of when we release them. But the reason is just that my editor was so excited about Girl Dinner that she didn't want to wait a year, and fair enough. So
I mean, everybody's very excited about Girl Dinner.
Yeah.
And the crowd here is ravenous to get their hands on an early copy, which I have one. So let's talk about Girl Dinner a little bit.
Yeah.
So for anybody who hasn't seen this making the rounds on social media, now that the arcs are out,
yes.
What's it about?
So Girl Dinner is a satire about a cannibal sorority. And It was basically a response to me watching the rise of online conservative feminine roles, radical feminism. It's kind of also about the generational tension between like the millennial girl bosses and the Gen Z, like, I'm just a girl kind of meme stuff. The way one person put it is that, like, it doesn't come from a place of necessarily criticism. It's like, I understand this. I am drawn to, I think the girl dinner meme is funny. I think that, I enjoyed the Barbie movie. I just wonder if there's maybe something wrong with all this content that sort of assumes this monolith of girlhood, and I feel that it's very degrading to what the feminist movement should be trying to accomplish. I think it degrades intersectional feminism, especially. And so I think I wanted to write a story that was like, is feminism cannibalizing itself? But I wanted it to be fun.
At what point did you think, who would be a really fun group to explore is cannibalism? Sorority girls.
Yeah. So I was in a sorority. I mean, this book is very much from a place of love. Like, it comes from, I enjoyed my time there. I'm also aware of, like, aspects of hypocrisy in the Greek system and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, I see you, femininity culture. I get what's appealing about it. If you could be this kind of person, maybe anyone would want to be. But what does it mean to actually have power? Like, what does girl power mean? In what way is beauty power? Is beauty power at all? What does it mean to have institutional power and appropriate resources and accountability versus just like being hot?
Do you feel like you came to any conclusions or answers to any of those questions through this book?
I would like to think that it would be crazy for me to just answer, be like, I've solved feminism. What I like to think Girl Dinner is it's an invitation to sit next to me and ask some of the questions that I'm asking and see if maybe together we can drive something, a way forward. But also it's a little campy.
Yes, it's so much fun. Like the opening scene with Sloane trying to have a conversation with her husband and the baby is just like banging. I'm trying to read this and my husband's like, oh, and one more thing. Oh, and did I tell? Oh, and I'm like, I was like, you are the child in this banging, like while I'm trying to have a conversation with Olivie in my head, okay?
Yes, a lot of people really enjoy that first scene. I really wanted it to feel like an episode of The Bear, like the pilot of The Bear. I was like, whoa, I'm so overwhelmed. And that's what chapter 1 is supposed to feel like.
It does, but it's so realistic. Let's talk about channeling, because you are a mom of a small child.
Yes.
Of channeling that reality of how hard it is to have a child and have a career and all of that
I mean,
stuff.
I think the whole thing with being a woman is you feel like you're just torn into a million pieces. You're supposed to be everything to everyone, and it is exhausting. It's fundamentally exhausting. We're tired. And I think it's really unfair also to talk about the male loneliness crisis or whatever when everybody's lonely. It's just that women, like, still have to claw for rights.
So we still have to do the things.
Yes. Capitalism is what's making us lonely. The patriarchy is what's making it seem like a male problem.
That is an interesting thing. Like, there's so many single men because the women won't marry them. Well,
right.
That doesn't mean the women aren't lonely.
Yeah, like, what is it? That's crazy.
Just because they're not marrying you does not mean that you're the only one.
Well, just because we have come up with fun hobbies like cannibalism.
So the tagline of this book is "Good girls deserve a treat," which is hilarious.
Thank you.
Did you come up with that, or was that more on the marketing side of things?
I think it is in the book. I think it's, or maybe I did write it. I don't know. But I was sort of, I didn't want to deliver a tagline to my cover artist because he comes up with, it's Jamie Stafford Hill. He does basically all of my covers. And he comes up with really funny, like, working subtitles a lot of the time. So I was kind of hoping he would just spontaneously come up with the feminine mesquite.
Dead.
But Good girls deserve a treat is also applicable.
Those are both so good, though.
We had a lot of fun with puns.
Were there any other puns that didn't make it?
There's a lot of puns in the book. There's a lot. Both of those puns are already in the book, I'm pretty sure. What I think is really funny is also underneath the jacket, the case stamp on the actual hardcover is like a beautiful fork with pasta on it. Like, we just had so much fun designing this book. Just everything about it.
Which you love to hear, because it is that, like, blend of all these different things and just so much fun.
Yeah.
So talk about the writing process for you and like what the most fun part of writing it was.
This book was one that was just like, I can't fight it. I have to write this. Like my brain is churning in a way that means that anything else I work on right now will be a waste of my time. It also, like I wrote it quite briefly. I wrote it in the fall of 2023. After I came up with the idea at Comic-Con and I pitched it to a few people who work at Tor. I was like, get this, cannibal sorority girl dinner, and they were like, do it. And I did, but I specifically wanted the reading experience to be the kind of thing that you could eat in one sitting. Like theoretically, not that you have to, but that you could. So that meant like I didn't let myself run free as much as I normally would. Like I would sit down to write and be like, okay, in 2,500 words, you have to accomplish the next plot point, which is not how I normally write.
Are you a pantser or a plotter?
Oh, I'm a pantser. I don't know what's going on.
Was it weird trying to force yourself to plot-ish?
Oh, I didn't plot. I just was like, you have to make a point within this time. Like normally I would just be like, go with what you feel, girl. And I have a very indulgent
kind of goes along with the
artistic
vibe.
process. Yeah, but for girl dinner it was like, no, make your point and get out.
Do it.
And it came together quite easily. I remember that when I started writing, I was like, I had a very clear vision of the first and last scenes, except that I did not necessarily know what would be for dinner the second time. And when I got there, I was like, oh my God. It was one of those moments that I was like, whoa, everything really just came together in a very kind of hallucinatory way. So it's always really rewarding when that happens.
I just did a panel with JC Lee yesterday, and she was talking about her drafting process as like the cheese roll in the UK, where they like throw the cheese and then you just throw yourself down after it, and then it's like, oh, this connected to that way back there.
Yeah, those are the times when you get to feel like a genius. I mean, when do plotters get to feel like geniuses?
I don't know, man.
There's, like you have to, part of your brain has to keep a secret from the rest of you in order for you to feel like, oh my God, I am amazing.
That's a really interesting way of thinking of it. I like your brain, like, a lot.
Thank you.
It'd be a great girl dinner.
Yum.
Okay, so there's that meme of girl dinner. What's your most common girl dinner?
I mean, I relate to the wanting a Caesar salad and French fries. That does appeal to me. I like dips also. Yeah.
What are fries if not a vehicle for dip?
Yeah.
Like, no, I want fries so I can have ranch. Oh, there's a tasty sauce.
Yeah,
Give me fries so I
mean,
can have
any
the sauce.
raw vegetable tray is like, oh, these are just vehicles for the ranch, like 100%. Yeah.
Because I hear so many authors talking about the Caesar salad and fries, but I don't hear about that outside of book world. It's like I only hear about this from authors.
Maybe we're not actually familiar with the outside world, and this is just, we actually all came together at an author conference and we're like, okay.
This is the meal to eat on the road.
We have to create something of relevance.
Which, the more I hang out with the authors, the more I eat Caesar salads. So I think it's just the book world is taking over our brains and being like, you should eat a Caesar salad and fries.
I do want to point out that I can't eat Caesar salad with visible anchovy. That's like one of my points of pride. It's not my favorite. I actually like to tuck it under something, but I can't eat it.
You are a stronger soldier than I. Oh goodness. Oh, we are so unhinged and I love it. This is why I like talking to you, because I can make notes and nothing is going to happen.
This is exactly like my writing process.
Just chaos.
How can you feel that magic is happening if you're prepared in any way?
See, maybe that's my problem, is I try to think too much.
Yes, I got caught on my axe.
Oh.
Yeah, just vibe more.
Got caught on my axe is such a vibe.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed I had to have the prop check. I mean, at least it's glittery, there's that, but I would rather people believe I could be dangerous.
I mean, it could be. You could, Sharpie it.
This mask is quite creepy, too. I'm going to put it on now.
Yeah.
Look at this. I might kill you.
I haven't read Bunny, but from what I know of it, it does definitely go with the girl dinner vibe.
Oh, absolutely. We Love You, Bunny, which is the prequel / sequel / almost a Frankenstein retelling, is very much like Friends with girl dinner. Absolutely.
They're best friends. They should go on I don't know if you know this. But after we talked about the 50% off, like the BOGO for the pick of the month last year,
Yeah.
yours book was the one that they were like, no more BOGO stickers. So I was like, oh, we did this thing, and they're like, no, you can't tell anybody that. I'm like, putting it on the internet anyway. It's fine. But yeah, they literally were like, no, we like everybody will come for Olivie's books, so we can't put that on sale. So it ended the Barnes & Noble pick of the month sale.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, Barnes & Noble.
They're fine.
Are they people? Are Barnes & Noble do
No,
Barnes & Noble just strut through the office?
No.
The corporate office?
Now it's owned by Daunt, and he's British.
That's right. The Waterstones. Yep.
Anyways, back to girls.
Yeah.
So there's something about the power of feeling that you're being chosen that comes up in this book.
Yes. I've heard people refer to Girl Dinner as a dark academia novel, and I'm like, oh my God, it is. Again, I don't really think of myself as I don't think of it as revisiting dark academia, because, I think of the Atlas Six as definitely dark academia because I was in conversation with The Secret History. I was actually working with what I felt The Secret History was as a psychological thriller, versus Girl Dinner I saw as a different book. I'm just asking questions about power, and then I was like, but that is the dark academia part of it, isn't it? And the concept of exclusivity, and how this is how the academy wins you over, right? It's like you can look at it as an institution and say this institution is guilty of all these things until they let you in, and suddenly you're making all these compromises for who you are and what you believe in and what you think is worth it. Because I think part of the thing with safety, and especially for Nina, who's, the child of immigrants, and she is looking for financial safety, and this sort of the transcendence from uncertainty to certainty that an advanced degree is supposed to get you, if you are just chosen by the university, by the house, you'll be untouchable forever. And it's a lie, of course.
I mean, I feel like that's a lie that happens a lot in college in general. Where you go to school is so important because it's going to dictate your whole future.
Right. But of course not.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it will if you're already if you're already set because of your family. Then then it works.
You can still fail out of Harvard and it not do anything for you.
Yeah, which is just one of those unfortunate. That's what makes the academia dark.
And we love a good dark academia. It's such a good, it's such a popular genre. What is it about that genre that you love? I
mean, I wouldn't have told you that I love it until after realizing I wrote it again by accident. I think it's just I do love academia. I'm a curious person. I'm a nerd by nature. I'm a bookish person. I think it's natural to feel especially tempted by the prospect of knowledge and the prospect that's if you could have these sort of forbidden resources, you could be a different person. You could have different power. You could exist in a different way. I think that's because it is sometimes real. If some people do get to be chosen, tokenism works because someone gets to be the token. And I think that there is that very real tension of how much of myself am I willing to compromise to have that? And I think there's something psychologically interesting and interesting in terms of, writing about feminism and what does it mean? What does it mean to have all the resources that everybody wants, and will that bring you any satisfaction?
So there was a line in the blurb about this book that I really loved as well. How much can you stomach in the name of solidarity and power?
Yeah, I know. I didn't write that. My editors wrote that.
But it's so...
Lindsay and Aslan. Maybe Hannah also.
It's such a thought-provoking line.
Yeah.
What would you stomach in the name of solidarity and power?
I know.
Personally.
I know. And I think it's really easy as the reader who's sitting in our comfy chair drinking tea to be like, I would never do this. And I think part of the exercise of Girl Dinner and following one particular character and all the choices they make is kind of you might make this choice. It's actually the same. It is kind of a rehash of what I did in the Atlas series as well. It's just you start from this place of being rational, but we have to understand that we do want these things that are offered to us. We are honestly willing to do a lot in order to get them. And we live in a very individualistic society. That's just the terms of life. And so, it is this kind of experiment of how far would you go?
Especially when you do a little bit at a time.
Yes,
it's the boiling the frog.
You get, ew. you get gradually anesthetized to all these horrible things. Like, in the end, everyone is capable of atrocity, and what stops you is really the question.
Yeah, and there's a line with for Sloan talking about teaching of like you don't it's not your job to see it happen, and I feel like that's similar with writing books as well.
Yeah, yes.
Of like you write the thing and then you kind of have to just let it do its thing. Mm-hmm. So what's that like on your perspective of pushing all these books out in the last year and then just letting it?
Girl Dinner I'm very nervous about because I'm not confident that everybody's going to get it. We'll see. I do know, like, I am pretty confident that people who usually get it are going to get it, and that's gonna make me happy. But like, I am bracing a little bit for people who maybe aren't. I don't know. We'll see what people take away from it, because it's unusual for me. It's not really a romance. It's it's there's a lot of elements of desire, but not so much love. So it's unusual for me. It's kind of a break in the kind of things I usually write. The book is not just what I've written. It's also not just what the audience interprets. It's the communion of what I've brought to the table and what the audience consumes. It's dinner.
Consumes.
It's dinner.
Girl dinner.
Yeah, so I have never seen the TikTok because I don't have a TikTok, so it was news to me that there was a song.
So you just need to like get the sound off of TikTok and then just be like making all these videos, just be like you with a plate and then put the book on and be like, girl dinner.
Yeah.
There you go,
so
that's your promo. Done.
I love to call it communion. It's the Catholicism jumping out. But yeah, and I think there's some release there that's just like, okay, well I've done it, I've written it, and now we have to see what the actual book is in that middle space.
So Nina is part of a cannibalistic sorority.
Yes.
You were part of a sorority.
I was.
Were there any specific weird things from your experience that have influenced ideas in the book?
Aside from the cannibalism.
I mean, there are theories. No one really knows what's happening.
There are a lot of Panhellenic rules, so there's nothing that's too like creepy. It's not like frats where the rituals are dangerous. But there is sort of, I think you never really let go of the thing of being like a kind of like a creepy girl. I know I just said girlhood is not a monolith, but I think we're all a little creepy in girlhood. And so I think the feeling of like, ooh, maybe there's ghosts is like part of the rituals. Like you're tapping into that same vein.
So you've been writing all these books. What's next?
Next is Kiss Your Devils in Los Angeles. It's gothic. It is set in contemporary LA. It's about a 22-year-old actress, and I am describing it as like, the vibe is like, you know how the old covers of Rebecca said the classic novel of romantic suspense? That's the vibe. It's definitely, this one is a romance. It's kind of a darker romance in that this girl, Anya, has, her career has sort of fallen apart. The pilot that she was part of got canceled by a studio, and she doesn't know what she's doing. And then a very famous movie star hires her to be a companion for his son who has epilepsy or a demon. There's arcane rituals. I love an arcane ritual, and it's horny. She's 22 and she makes the worst decision, so it's very true to being 22.
That is 22,
yeah.
100%.
Mm-hmm. But it's fun.
I heard you talking to somebody at the booth about K-pop Demon Hunter vibes in books.
Oh, yeah. But I was saying that for Ebony Gate by Julia V. And
I was going to ask which one that was.
Yeah.
I was like, I heard K-pop Demon Hunters and perked all the way right up.
Yeah. I can't explain why yet because I'm not that far in, but that's like, I think that it would scratch that itch.
Okay. Which character do you like better out of K-pop Demon Hunters?
I don't know. We have to love them all, right? It did remind me a lot of when I was younger and I watched Totally Spies with my cousins and we would play Totally Spies. That was the vibe for me.
Okay. Well, since this is Literary Hype, last question we always ask is, what books are you hyped about?
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I've been, Lucky Day by Chuck Tingle is a fantastic book. I think if you, Chuck is just over here. Don't worry about it. This is my,
get photobombed by Chuck.
This is my girlfriend, Chuck.
Hello. I'm always standing aside when you're doing interviews saying, you better mention Lucky Day.
There's actually a knife back here.
I actually have a copy of Lucky Day in my bag.
This is my axe. Yeah.
It's good.
Thank you.
We discussed axes before.
It's true. It's just one of the things we discussed. But anyway, Lucky Day.
This is great.
Lucky Day by Chuck Tingle. What's The Everlasting by, and now I'm just reading off the wall right here. Okay, but The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow, Red City by Marie Lu is great. It's if you like One for My Enemy, Red City is similar. I think it will again
Scratch that itch.
Yeah. There's a lot. Oh my God, there's so many
good books coming out
and I
here.
just finished Blob by Maggie Sue, and that was great, especially from like an Asian biracial experience. That one really spoke to me.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with Literary Hype from San Diego Comic-Con.
Thank you.
Thanks to Olivie for hanging out with me again at San Diego Comic-Con. Love getting to talk to Olivie. She is hilarious, and like the two of us together just ADHD unhinged all over the place, and I love that we just get to ride the vibes and talk about whatever we want to talk about. If you want to check out her books, Girl Dinner is coming out. You need to check this out. The links to do so are down below in the description, as well as to some of her other books, including Gifted and Talented. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Literary Hype YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.